going on, everyone? So today we're going to be talking about optimism. We're going to be going over the technical analysis and all the different DeFi protocols that are also on optimism. So we're pretty much just going to be talking about the optimistic view that we have for optimism and what's going to be coming out soon. Is optimism going to be taking over Solana, and also whether or not optimism is the right choice for you? So let's talk about this. Definitely go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe if you like these videos. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you all want me to go over next. And also remember, if you don't have a Ledger Nano X or S, if it's not your keys, it's not your crypto, you definitely want to check out that link in the description. And remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. But let's talk about optimism. So the first thing that we're going to go over optimism is going to be over some of the DeFi stuff that optimism has going on. So we're going to get to the technicals. But first, we want to go over what optimism really is. So first of all, look over here. Optimism is up 9.8% inside the last 24 hours. That's actually pretty huge. If you look at this, every single crypto for these time periods here are literally down, yet optimism is up for every single one of these time periods. If you go over here and look at Bitcoin, literally Bitcoin is down. It's literally for the last year, but optimism, if you look at it for the last 30 days, it's up 240%. And since it came out over here June 18th on CoinGecko, it's been up 377%. So within the last 2 months, it's been up 377%. So that's actually really big for a new crypto like this. And honestly, optimism has really been taking over the space. So this is huge. A lot of people are seeing these gains and seeing huge opportunity. I'm seeing this huge opportunity as well. And a lot of people are probably like, how do I get optimism? Like you can get it on a lot of different DeFi wallets. And also you can just come over here to the bridge if you want to. It's just going to connect to your wallet, connect your MetaMask, do all that good stuff, go from Ethereum to Optimism. Pretty easy. But let's kind of talk more about Optimism and what they got going on in the DeFi space. So as you can see here, yes, there's 97.5K here holders here on Optimism. That's pretty big. That's a lot of holders. And there's a lot going on with the DeFi protocols as well. So these are different DeFi protocols that have Optimism integrated inside of them. So actually, if you go over here with BeFi Finance, this is the one that I like. If you go over here to BeFi Finance, you can see they have some Optimism based protocols here. So you can actually see over here they have the safety score, the total value locked, the daily percentage you'll be receiving, and the APY. Now, there's something important that you really want to look at here. So notice how with this one is saying there's only a 7.0 safety measure here, and it's only 28K for total value locked. So this is because it's about 3,500% APY. It's pretty risky, right? The ones that I like to look at have way more money in them. Like this one right here is the BeFi Finance preferred one. So this one is 10.71 APY, and you can see over here 9.1% safety rating and a $680,000 total value locked. So that's really good, actually. That's pretty solid. So I would say the Beefy earnings pool would probably be the best one for your optimism. So this one's also pretty good. It's 9.1%. This is 9.7%. See, when you look at the lower APYs, that's when you start to see the more safer options for your optimism. And this one's 2.53%. I know that's pretty low, but you really want to look maybe 10% and up. This one up here is 13.29% APY, $935,000 locked in this. That's 9.7% safety rating. And you can kind of get the drift here. 1.18 million locked inside of this one, 8.5%, 8.5 for the safety rating, 15.13% for the APY. And yeah, as you can see, once you start to get these high APYs, you start to get lower safety ratings, but you also do have some good money inside of this one, so it may be worth throwing some money in. But yeah, there's a lot of good choices here in Optimism, so you don't want to overlook it. And there's just a lot of good choices. You just do not want to ignore Optimism. If anything, you kind of want to look at Optimism like you're looking at all these other different projects. You want to look at Solana the same, Avalanche. Like Optimism is inside of that same sphere, Polygon. They're all inside that same space. So you just really want to be cautious with what you do here on the DeFi protocols, though. But Optimism has more than just all these DeFi protocols here. And actually, if you go on the actual Optimism website, they show you their partners for all their DeFi protocols. So if you just want to pick any of these and start earning on DeFi, you can do that. You can earn passive income on here. You can earn a full-time wage on here if you have enough money to invest. Imagine putting $100,000 inside of some of these protocols. You're going to be making more than $1,000 a week, more than 10, probably like more like $10,000 a month, maybe $5,000 a month. but that's all a possibility when you're doing stuff like DeFi. And Optimism is really gonna start taking over the space. I really do believe it. Now, over here, you can see for Beefy Finance. If you don't know anything about Beefy Finance, you definitely want to learn about it. If you don't know about all these DeFi protocols, you definitely want to learn about them. But just to kind of sum it down, you have your staking for your single assets, you have your liquidity pools, earning pools, Zap, you have all that good stuff. And pretty much with the staking, you just invest your tokens, you earn, you reinvest, you auto compound. That's passive income at its finest. Liquidity pools is kind of similar. You just deposit and stake your LP tokens from external decentralized exchanges inside of the BV Vault. Earn rewards, reinvest, auto compound. Pretty much the same all around the board, just with different concepts. Now, over here, I want to show you something different here. So if you don't know about DeFi Llama, you definitely want to come over here. But you can also see, if you don't want to go to the official Optimism website, you can also see that Optimism is on a lot of these different DeFi protocols. So the Optimism chain's on Aave. You can see it's on Uniswap. You can use it in Curve. You can use it over here inside Arrakis Finance. You can also use it for a lot of these different ones. Synthetex, I think that's how you say it. And there's also a lot more. So you definitely want to check out all these different DeFi protocols. I think you're really ignoring like a huge part of Optimism if you don't get into DeFi protocols. And this one right here, $129 million for the total value locked inside of Velodrome. So yeah, this is native for Optimism. So yeah, there's a whole lot of different opportunities here. You do not want to ignore these. There's huge opportunities. Now, let's talk about some other things here with Optimism. So as you can see over here, it's been operational all systems for since it's been released pretty much. It's been operating at full capacity. So really good stuff here. Really don't have to worry about much. And yeah, over here, this article was pretty interesting. It says token backing Ethereum scaling solution. Optimism rallies 20%. It's only interesting because, they're comparing it a lot to Solana and saying that this could be the Ethereum protocol that just blows everything out of proportion, like just goes straight for the moon, passes Solana. What if Optimism can be inside of the top 20 tokens? Like, that's really what I'm looking at here for Optimism. At the very least, top 50 tokens. But if you even look at Optimism now, it's already at the rank 111 for the tokens. So it's really climbing up there in the ranks. It was way, way lower than this when it first started. So now we're really seeing that huge growth here for Optimism. So right now, we're up a whole 240% for the last 30 days, all that good stuff. Now, like I said, I'm going to be talking about the technical analysis too. That's probably what a lot of people want to see here with Optimism. So, let's talk about this. Now, when you look over here at the oscillator for the Optimism, I almost said the Optimism for the oscillator, but look, the oscillator for the Optimism over here is really bullish, really. So actually, you can see it's oversold, right? But we're having less selling right now happening. So this selling is starting to slow down. You can see this selling is less than this and this, which is actually a bullish signal here with the indicators. That's why you see this bullish signal here on the oscillator. Now you're probably about to see buying coming in just like that. So this buying will probably end up bringing us to this next resistance here. We already got rejected once at $2.19. At 2.196, we already got rejected there, but we have the potential to pass it because you can see the 24-hour market control is in control by the bulls by 60%. So yes, the bulls are in control by 60% of the 24-hour market control for Optimism. You can also see we're bottoming out here at this little support here. Now, remember with these indicators, these red areas are supply and demand, less demand. So they're pretty much our resistance. Green indicators, supply and demand of more demand. Notice how we are in a very lightly shaded green area of more demand. So it is very lightly shaded, meaning that we may try to pump all the way up here, but we could get rejected easily there and then go back down to the next area and try to build more momentum to rise up even higher. But I do want to say, with the whole projection of where Optimism has been going, now it's at 110 for the ranking because now it's up even more than what we were up earlier, 10.3% instead of the 9%. But yeah, it's highly unlikely that Optimism drops down and just loses a lot of price because there's just so much momentum building up in Optimism that the bulls are just going to keep rallying this coin higher and higher. You can see the bulls in control by 80%, the 24-hour market control. So I'm really not expecting Optimism to go all the way back down to like $1.60 to build that momentum because that's typically what cryptos do. They go down low and then they hit a support and then people see the buy, the dip opportunity, and they end up buying there. And that's what builds that momentum for it to continue to rise even higher. But Optimism it just pulled back just a little bit and then it pumps again. So you can see we went from $2.19 all the way down to about $1.30, and now, or $1.93, and now we have that possibility just to rally right back up there almost immediately. So we're seeing smaller pullbacks than what we're seeing inside of stuff like Bitcoin and Ethereum. They're pulling back way harder. Optimism pulls back very slightly, and then it has another pump. You can actually see same thing happen here. We pulled back from $1.83 all the way down to $1.37, and then we pumped from $1.37 all the way up until $1.19. So you could probably see it going from $1.19 pulling back to our previous height over here at about $1.83. So we could probably see it ending here at $1.83 and then having another pump for optimism coming very soon. Now, you also want to look over here for the 4-hour chart. This is the oscillator for the 4-hour chart. Notice how we're coming off this oversold area. After every single oversold area, we always have buying coming after. So now what you're seeing after this oversold area here, and you can actually see for all the oversold areas, we always have buying coming immediately after every single oversold area. There's always some type of buying coming after it. So now you're seeing that we're going through this buying wave inside of the oscillator here. So you're going to start seeing it going and increasing from there. So we may see a little bit lower, maybe $1.90, maybe $1.89. And then that's when you're going to start seeing the actual pumping for optimism happening. And like I said, it's going to get above its previous high. And the previous high was at $2.19. So I think you'll see it going above that, probably at $2.30 before the next pullback, or maybe 250 before the next pullback. So you definitely want to prepare for that. But yeah, I definitely see optimism continuing to grow inside the DeFi space. I see optimism continuing to grow in the crypto space, and I also see it continuing to do huge astronomical numbers here on the technical analysis. So we're definitely going to see a lot more money coming into optimism. But yeah, this is pretty much all I got for you all today. Definitely hit that like button and subscribe if you like the video. Leave a comment in the comment section. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.